Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and I'm so happy to see you reach this stage of your immigration journey. Congratulations! However, the journey is not completed yet. There's one last step you need to take before you officially become a US citizen, and there are some important things you need to be aware of. The oath ceremony is the last step in the citizenship process, where you swear your allegiance to the U.S. and get your certificate of naturalization, which confirms your U.S. citizenship. Today, I'll go over what you need to know before the ceremony and what you would expect during the ceremony, and some frequently asked questions. I'll also provide some important tips along the way, so you don't want to miss it. Let's go. Before the ceremony. When is my oath ceremony? If you pass the citizenship interview and the officer has everything to approve your application, you will receive a notice of naturalization for the oath ceremony, Form N-445. You will usually get the notice by mail within 2 to 3 weeks after your interview. It will also show up in your online account if you have one. Some field offices offer same-day oath ceremonies. If you're able to attend a same-day oath ceremony, it will happen within a couple of hours after your interview, and it will usually take place at the same office that you had your interview. There's a higher chance to get the same-day oath ceremony if your interview is in the morning and you didn't request a name change. Where does the oath ceremony take place? There are 2 types of ceremonies, judicial ceremony and administrative ceremony. In a judicial ceremony, the court administers the oath of allegiance. In an administrative ceremony, USCIS administers the oath of allegiance. This will most likely be the same building that you had your citizenship interview. If you're having your name changed, you will have the judicial ceremony. In some states, the judicial ceremony is not as frequent as the administrative ceremony. If that's the case, it will take you a bit longer to get your oath ceremony notice. What should I bring to the oath ceremony? First, you have to bring your green cards, valid and expired ones, because you have to turn them in for the certificate. Also, bring every type of re-entry permit, refugee travel document, and USCIS documents that have ever been issued to you. Also bring a form of ID such as your driver's license or state-issued ID. Last but not least, bring your oath ceremony notice you received in the mail. In some occasions, you might not have gotten your notice in the mail before the ceremony. If that's the case, you can log into your online account and print out a copy there to bring it with you. What do I need to do with the oath ceremony notice? The notice contains 2 pages. On the front, it will have your alien registration number on the top. This confirms the notice is intended for you. Further down the page, you will see a box with the date, time, and the place where your oath ceremony is. Next to that, you will see a list of documents that you need to bring with you. On the back of the notice, there are 8 yes or no questions. You need to answer them truthfully on the day of the naturalization. All 8 questions have been asked during your citizenship interview. This is to confirm that none of the answers have changed after your interview. If you answer yes to any of the questions, make sure to bring supporting documents with you. For example, if you're married or divorced after your interview, bring your marriage certificate or divorce degree with you. I suggest you to review the questions in advance and then fill out the form on the day of the oath ceremony. At the bottom of the page, make sure to put down the city and state of where you're having the oath ceremony. Sign, date, and print your full current physical address. One more thing, print your answers clearly in black ink. How long will the ceremony take? This really depends on the field office, the number of new citizens being sworn in, and the specific programs arranged for the ceremony, such as guest speakers. In general, an oath ceremony typically lasts between 1 to 2 hours. Is there a dress code? This is a special day and you should dress accordingly. As mentioned on the oath ceremony notice, the naturalization ceremony is a solemn and meaningful event. Please dress in proper attire to respect the dignity of this event. Therefore, no jeans, shorts, or flip-flops. Now let's talk about what you should expect on the day of the oath ceremony. During the ceremony. Checking in. First, make sure to arrive at least 30 minutes before your scheduled oath ceremony time. Some locations will not let you in if you arrive late. Just like the interview, a security guard will ask you to go through the security like the airport. Then the officer will go over the form N445 and make sure you didn't respond yes to any of the 8 questions on the notice. If the officer determines that you are eligible to take the oath of allegiance, you will be asked to surrender your green cards and any other travel documents issued by USCIS. Also during check-in, you'll receive a set of materials that may include a welcome packet, an American flag, the Citizen's Almanac, a pocket-sized pamphlet of the Declaration of Independence, and U.S. Constitution. After you've checked in, you will most likely wait in an area until all applicants are checked in. Depending on the location, there might be a welcome speech by a USCIS officer or a judge. You, with the other applicants, will then be instructed to stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after the officer to recite the Oath of Allegiance out loud. You don't have to memorize the Oath of Allegiance, but you want to be familiar with it before the ceremony, so you can check out this video. After that, the officer will ask you to come up one by one to grab your certificate on the way out. And that's it. You are officially a U.S. citizen. A few important tips here. Once you've received the certificate of naturalization, the first thing you need to do is check for errors. It's important to make sure the certificate is error-free. If there are any errors, notify the USCIS staff before you leave. Usually, they can make the changes within a day or two. Once you leave the oath ceremony, it could take 6 to 12 months to acquire a new certificate of naturalization. Second, sign the certificate. Sign the certificate like you sign any other official document and make sure to use black ink. Any other color will make it invalid. Third, do not laminate the certificate. If you laminate it, it will also become invalid and you have to reapply for a new one. That takes time and costs you extra money. Some frequently asked questions. Can I take my phone to the oath ceremony? It varies by location. Some locations you have to check in your phone and you cannot take any pictures inside the facility. Other locations may allow you to bring your phone, so just make sure to confirm with the officer during the check-in. Can I bring any guests to the oath ceremony? Check your oath ceremony notice. Usually it will indicate whether you can bring guests and how many you can bring. If you have guests accompanying you, make sure they bring valid IDs such as a driver's license. Can I travel abroad before the oath ceremony? Yes, you can. You just need to make sure that you still meet the physical presence and continuous residence requirements on the day of the oath ceremony. Can I travel abroad after the oath ceremony? Remember, you have to surrender your green cards during the oath ceremony. If you're traveling abroad, you need to have a U.S. passport to return back to the U.S. For more questions about applying for a U.S. passport, make sure to check out this video. What if I can't attend the oath ceremony? First, do not miss the oath ceremony. That means make sure to check your online account often. I had an applicant who didn't receive the oath notice by mail, but found out the oath ceremony was on the next day through his online account. Second, I strongly discourage you to reschedule your oath ceremony. This will further delay the process of you becoming a citizen. Remember, you are not a US citizen until you complete the oath ceremony. If you have to reschedule your oath ceremony, return the notice by mail immediately with a written explanation on why you cannot attend. You will receive an appointment for a ceremony at a later date. And if you did not attend more than once, USCIS may deny your citizenship application and you have to start all over again. All right, that's all. I hope you find this helpful. Congratulations again for completing this special journey. And if you want to learn some American English, check out these videos on my new channel. I hope to see you there. Bye.